Can you please explain tithing?
Tithing. Tithing is something that irks the fallen nature.
Yes.
We believe that everything that we have is from our own doing. But the Bible clearly tells us that it is God who enables you even to attain to riches, right? And God set up a system whereby He sustained His church, and that was called tithing. And He asked for 1/10. Now, there are very few governments in the world that ask for 1/10. They ask for considerably more than 1/10. So it is a very fair system. And He said, the tithe that you bring is for the Levite. In other words, it is to sustain the preaching of God's word. That is what the tithe is there for. Other things were to be done through offerings. So if you wanted to expand your infrastructure, that was not to come from the tithe, that was to come from a free will offering. And you have many examples of that in the Bible, of free will offerings to rebuild the temple, for example.
Well, even the tabernacle was built with offerings, not with tithe.
And also the original temple. So the tithe was there to sustain God's work. And it is not yours. It is actually God's tithe. And it's a concept which is irking to some people, because they feel this is all mine now, I have to give that. You have to change your mindset. I once said to one of my sons, who I gave them some pocket money, and I told them that they should give a tithe to the Lord of that. I was trying to teach them the tithe principle. And it was very hard for them to do that. So I said to one of my sons one day, I said, I have a gift for you. You were good. You were very good. And here is a gift for you. And I gave him a certain amount of money. And then I said, and by the way, here, let's take an example. Let's say $10, right? I said, here's a gift for you. I've got $9 for you. Here you have $9. That's yours. And I said, and here is $1. Give this one to your brother. And off he ran, and he was so happy, and he gave the $1 to his brother, and he had $9. So I let him stew on that for a while. And then I said to him, I called him and I said, did you give that dollar to, no, it wasn't a dollar, it was South African country, but that is irrespective, it's just the story. Did you give that dollar to your brother? He said, yes. I said, did you have a problem giving him the dollar? He said, no. I said, why didn't you have a problem giving your brother $1? He says, it was just $1. And I said, how much did you get? He said, I got 9. So I said, so you're very happy with your 9, and you're very happy that your brother only got 1, right? You didn't get 9. He says, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I got 9 and he only got 1. I said, so why did you give him that $1? He says, but it wasn't mine. It was his. So I said, okay, so you had no problem giving him that $1. Now that's how you must think about tithing. It's not yours. God has given you 9, and He's asking you, will you give this 1 to support my cause? And you should say, wow, I got 9, and you only want 1, with pleasure. Can I give you some more? If after all, I've got 9. Here's another one. That should be your attitude. But we want to judge, and we want to say, I don't know whether this is going to be used for the right cause. Leave that to God. Because if the tithe goes to the Levite, there are good Levites and there are Levites like the sons of Eli. And it's not for me to judge who is who. I am supporting the overall work. So bring in your tithe into the storehouse. That's my opinion.